Hello, welcome to Me and My Golf TV, helping you take charge of your game. We're your coaches, Andy and Piers, and it's time for this week's Impact Show.
It sure is. Please get involved. Post your questions down below so we could pick one for next week.
Yes, loads of great questions coming in. Today's question is from Argentina, from Emiliano Mambretti, Piers, talking about wrists. He said, when should I set my wrists? Do I have to set them moving up or back? I hope you understand what I mean. Kind regards from Argentina. So Emiliano, so a common question, Piers. Yep. Often we often get asked about the wrist. When should they set? How should they set? I think the first thing to talk about for you guys is really let's help Emiliano understand how the wrists are likely to work, or how we want them to work in the golf swing first of all.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a few things that we need to look at here. There's all kinds of different backswings. We're just going to give you our preferences and what we think, and a little bit of an area in which that you can sort of aim for. But the first thing you must do is make sure your grip is good, so the grip can allow the wrists to function. So check out our videos on that. So basically what we're saying is, and this is a really good exercise that we get people to do for wrist set anyway. Standing in your golf setup, we want you to be able to do this motion here. So can you set the wrist? You see my lead arm's pretty much straight. Can you set the wrist like so? Now, that's the setting motion that we're after, but obviously as soon as we start our backswing and get the club going around our body, the shape of that looks a little bit different. So as we start swinging the club back, everything is moving back to the top of the backswing, and we can see that as my body is turning and I'm setting the club up, the club is going around on an inclined plane. So as we get to this sort of halfway back position, which we like to talk a lot about, you can see I've got what we would describe as a full wrist set. And actually, Andy, mine's pretty good there, and what we like to look for, if we draw a line out the shaft there, it's pretty much pointing at the target line. So that is what we would call a wrist set, and that is how to achieve it. So yes, we want the function of going up with the wrist like so, the club head going up, should I say, but because we are turning, it makes it look like this on that inclined plane.
Definitely, and again, this maybe answers the question as well for you, Emiliano, that you're saying, do we set them up or back? It sounds like that, and we see this a lot, Piers, don't we, that a lot of guys are trying to set it back on that sort of angle there, and the problem is then they get this angle, or get the club shaft now pointing way in front of the target line as opposed to sort of down. And there's no certain or set position that it needs to be, but as a guide, Piers, we like to see the butt end of the club pointing somewhere between the target line and the toe line, don't we?
Absolutely. And the real reason for us for wrist set that we really like is it just creates great timing and sequence in the backswing. So yes, as you said there, Andy, we would like to see it anywhere from the target line to the toe line. If we start going outside of that corridor too much that way or too much that way, you can obviously play golf from there, but you have to then make bigger compensations on the way down.
Definitely. Okay, so that answers hopefully, Emiliano, sort of how the wrist should work. We want that upward movement, but combined with the rotation, that's what sets the club on that sort of inclined plane. Now, good question that he asked as well, Piers, when should the wrist set?
Well, for us, they start setting straight away. So as soon as you make the effort to turn back into your backswing, everything starts moving and the wrists start setting. So you can see it might not look like the wrists are setting a lot at this early stage, but they are setting as the body is turning. Then obviously it looks as though there's more wrist set as you're swinging through this halfway back position. But ultimately, if you get that wrist set as we want, you'll notice that when I got to the top of the backswing there, that my hands, arms and club, my whole upper body almost sort of stopped together. There wasn't any sort of this and then this that we often see when people get poor wrist set.
Definitely. So the idea really is with this is we want to get the club, the hands, the arms and the torso in harmony with actually what we're doing. So rather than thinking, well, I need to get to a certain position and then set the wrists, that sort of loses flow, and that loses this nice rhythm that we want. So a gradual hinging of the wrists allows you to work in sequence and get everything timed. So
about creating that flow in that backswing to help you prepare for that downswing.
Definitely does. So we've got a great drill, Piers, that can really, the guys can use to not only get the right sort of wrist feeling in terms of when it should set, but also setting the club on a good angle as well, haven't we?
As well, yeah, definitely. So alignment stick, you can see we've got there on the target line. You can actually put one in your toe line as well, so you're setting up that corridor. That's fine to do. You'll notice I'm holding well down the club, so I'm choking down the club, so my right hand is on the steel, or my right index finger is on the steel, and then from there with a T-peg in the butt end of the grip as well, just to help make the club a little bit longer, we're going to just get you to swing back to approximately halfway back, so when this lead arm is parallel to the ground, and you'll see now that I've got a good set. I'm pointing it at the outside of that corridor, the target line. As we say, you can be anywhere in that sort of area there, but you'll notice that I have got pretty much a 90-degree angle. So if we don't see a lot of wrist set at this point, we often see like this. But the good thing is, because the butt of the grip and the T-peg, I can't see them now. But if I get that wrist set, I can see them pointing down at my alignment stick. And it's always good to train in this sort of area as you're doing this.
Definitely. We don't really want to see it coming too much over towards me, do we, Pierce? Sort of setting the club too back, then it just creates a lot of problems on the way down. So just rehearse this a few times, get the feeling of just this halfway back point, because you can really see what's going on and you can see where that butt of the club is pointing there. And then from there, really, it's so much easier then to sequence that backswing and then, you know, to help with that downswing.
Yeah, have 2 or 3 of those and then pull it into the shot. Leave the T-peg in there. And then you may be able to have one more with holding the club properly or in its full grip, and then pull the trigger. There's no problem with this. This is going to 2 feet.
There we go, and pretty good shot there, you Pierce. I reckon you've got about a 20-footer there for birdie. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can 4-putt from there. Okay, so hope that helps, guys. Again, Emiliano, some really simple things. I think as long as you understand that, look, there's no sort of one position or point where the wrist set. It's a gradual motion that's going to help you get in sync on the way back with the arms and the club and the body. But also certainly practicing this drill where you can feel that the club is set between target line and toe line. It's a great reference point to your work on, with a mirror maybe behind you as well.
Definitely, I was going to say mirrors, definitely use those and really get that flow when you're doing it as well. Don't get too static.
Definitely. Okay, hope that helps. Make sure you post your questions, guys, for next week. We'll choose a winner. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for lots more videos every week.
So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed that. Now make sure you check out our Snapchat channel, behind the scenes footage of our trip in the United States of America.
Yes,
3 whole weeks.
Be a little bit warmer over there,
Yes.
I think. And also, guys, make sure you check out our website, memygolf.com. Lots of great videos on there. It's going to help you through the winter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.